Hello guys! Welcome to another video, and I didn't take too long to post this one now, did I? Yay me! Go Paula! Yeah, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So what's this one about? As I told you in the previous one, this is my second illustration on the gel plate. So you'd think this one, because it's the second one, would go better than the first one, now wouldn't you? Well, but it didn't, and you're about to see just that. First of all, in this one, I used a slight different technique than in my previous one, but that is no excuse for what happened. Well, enough teasing. Forget about it for a while. You'll see it in its time, okay? So far, you've seen the sketch for this illustration. This was a story, another one for the Stories of Ajudares, which is that organization that I told you about in my previous video. And this illustration is called Night, in Portuguese, Cavaleiro. And it's about ecology. You know, there is the eco dumpsters in there, which are these big recycle bins scattered all around the cities for people to use them as trash bins for separate items, you know, paper, glass, and packages, which include plastic and tin. In this one, I used a whole different technique. The difference was that in this one, I had a lot more layers of paint to put on, so I had a lot more stencils to make and a more complicated process to go through. I made a different stencil for each color that I wanted to use, for the light blue, for the dark blue, for the green, for the yellow, for the red, at least 2 shades of gray, and I don't know if I had any more layers. I don't quite remember right now. And I had to write the colors on the stencils so I wouldn't get confused. This was a whole new process for me at the time, still. So even if it seems quite simple and logical to all of you, I had to be very focused on it so I wouldn't mess up. Then I started printing. The idea was to use a stencil, get a layer of my first color, in this case the dark blue, and print it on my paper. Again, I used the same paper, a regular printer paper, about 80 grams per square meter. For this printing process, I had to have my sheet of paper glued to the base so it won't move between prints, and each one of those would get in the accurate places. Another stencil, then off to my second color, the light blue, and laying down the color. Then taking off the stencil, getting my paper down on the plate and printing that color. Another stencil, now it's for the yellow, which is the color of the plastic/tin bin. Off with the stencil, down with my printing paper, rubbing it very well, and there it is. Now I'm mixing my green for the glass echo bin. There goes another stencil. I decided to mix my green directly on the plate because it gave it some textures that I love. Off with the stencil, down with the paper. Rubbing it all very well again. And there it is, a perfect print. I was doing so well so far, wasn't I? Then it's the black. Here, you just saw what happened.
Pois, agora colei um papel ao outro, percebes?
Isto não está completamente mau.
Não, está só péssimo. E não era isto que eu queria.
Basta um jeito e fica artístico. Criar um contorno melhor à volta do lobo. De resto está artístico.
Lobo. Não tenho lobo nenhum.
Ou urso,
Ah,
ou
esta.
o que é isso?
Mulher. É
uma mulher?
É uma loba, acho eu. Um lobo branco, uma loba branca, assim, uma coisa qualquer.
Yes, I was distracted. I was talking to one of my daughters, showing her the process. I was feeling so confident. I was doing so well so far. And I forgot to take off my stencil. So, in fact, what I did was I glued my stencil to my printing paper using the acrylic black ink as a glue. And that talk that you heard between me and my daughter was me being desperate. And she trying to make me feel good about it. She's so sweet. And in the middle of my desperateness, if that's even a word, I didn't remember that I had a lady wolf on there. My head was all messed up at the time. I was just hysterical. But I grabbed it all together and there was nothing more that I could do about it. So I could only go forward and see where it got me. And the worst possible solution to this was making another one. So it's just paint and time and effort, okay? No biggie. So on to my next print, trying to get those juicy textures that I love. Another stencil, this one is for the red. I was thinking about using this old paint, this old red paint that I had, but it was too liquid, so I couldn't use it. But I had another acrylic red, so I used that instead. Don't forget off with the stencil.
No.
In with the printing paper. Yeah, rubbing it all. I guess I learned from the mistake. And now I think I was alone in the studio, so I wouldn't get distracted. And there it is. All the colors are in, and it's looking like this.
And this is my final print. Can you believe this? What is this? Well, this is a big mess. Do I like it? Yeah, I kinda do. Call me crazy, but I kinda do like it. It's kind of creepy. Will I be able to make it a children's book illustration? Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see about that. I'll scan it and I'll retouch it digitally and I'll see what I can do with it. This is kind of fun. It has plenty of texture and contrast. That's not what I intended at first. As you saw, that was a mistake I made. Maybe this will become an happy little accident. Maybe not. Maybe I'll try doing it again. But I destroyed my stencils already. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But well, right now I know. I'm gonna scan this. Maybe trying to peel this a little bit more. My daughter saw it and she said she liked it just like this. But I'm not quite happy with this much contrast. In here I like it. The horse silhouette appearing like this. I think it's great. But overall I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. So let's see what I can do digitally with this one. But hey, this is just my second jelly plate session. So I'll show you then what I'll do with it digitally.
Yeah, let's get the illustration in the scanner so I can take care of it digitally. And I did. Sorry, I didn't. I thought I had recorded this process as I did in my previous one, but I guess I didn't. I couldn't find the footage anywhere, so I'm really sorry for that. It's really a bummer because in this one I had to put a lot more work in it, but it was basically the same process. As you can see in the final results, you can see the white paper that got glued on my print. I disguised it with the same technique that I used in my previous illustration. I'm sorry, but if you want to see it, you just have to go and see that video. I'll link it on the description here. I even used other techniques on it. I painted, I don't know with what materials, but I'm guessing Neocolor 2s, probably, and maybe oil pastels. I don't know, I really don't remember. And that black liner there, it's an oil pencil that I have from, I think, Faber-Castell. That is really great and goes on top of every material. So I used it for the contour on the knight, on the lady wolf, and I think on the green bean too. And there you have it. That's how the illustration ended up looking. I love the textures. I'm really happy with it. Beside all the drama involved, I learned in this one that with gel printing, layering, you have to really pay attention to what you're doing, be very focused on that process so it can go well. But it's really a rewarding process, you know, you got these juicy textures that I can't get enough of. And as I told you, I'm really happy with the result. What do you think? Please tell me in the comments, okay? But I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoy watching my process and hope to see you on my next video. Until then, bye bye.